In the world of One Piece, there is so many characters that just take your breath away. I know a lot of you love to glaze Sanji and Zoro as Luffy's right and left hand men, but that's not what I'm here to talk about today. If you're interested to see more videos like this, please let me know and subscribe because you have no idea how much that helps. I think One Piece is really good at developing side characters that are really well developed in their arc but then seemingly forgotten about. Now I know some definitely are going to come back into the fold like VV, but some don't, just like the guy we're talking about today. We're talking about Tom the Shipwright. This skilled fishman is not only famous for his craftsmanship, but also for being the master of both Iceberg and Franky. From building the legendary Oro Jackson and crafting the sea train that saved Water 7, Tom left a massive legacy behind. Tom's relationship with Franky is one of the most heartwarming and central dynamics in One Piece. Franky, not originally called Franky but called Cuddy Flam, was abandoned by a child, and Tom found him, took him in alongside his second apprentice, Iceberg. Although initially Franky displayed a rebellious and troublesome nature, Tom saw potential in him and encouraged his creativity and genius. He gave Franky the freedom to build ships, which later became known as Battle Frankies. Tom's influence on Franky is profound. He wasn't just a mentor, he was a father figure, instilling in Franky his philosophy that a shipwright must take pride in his creations regardless of how they are used. This lesson becomes pivotal during Franky's character development, especially when he renounces his Battle Frankies after they are used to attack Water 7. In this crucial moment, Tom, furious, reminds Franky that a shipwright was never disown his creations, comparing ships to children of their own creation. Even when Tom was falsely accused of a crime he simply did not commit, he willingly took full responsibility to protect his sons, Franky and Iceberg, ensuring their safety by sacrificing his own freedom. This act of unconditional love left a deep mark on Franky. His guilt over Tom's coming death would shape his life for years, leading him to stay in Water 7 and create the Franky family. Eventually, Franky's dedication to Tom's ideals inspires him to join the Straw Hat Pirates, becoming the crew's shipwright and carrying forward Tom's legacy. And that's the story we all know. Tom is Franky's backstory, but there's so much more to him. Before the chronological events that we've seen in One Piece, Tom is already an established and revered shipwright. He was born a fishman and originally lived on Fishman Island, but he later moved to Water 7, a city renowned for its shipbuilding industry. Tom's reputation as the greatest shipwright in the world was later solidified when he was commissioned to build the Oro Jackson, the ship used by Gol D, the Pirate King. This accomplishment alone would immortalize Tom in the history of the Grand Line, but his contributions didn't end there. Tom was also a visionary. Seeing the economic decline of Water 7, he proposed and began constructing the Sea Train, an incredible engineering marvel that would connect Water 7 to the nearest islands and revitalize trade. The Sea Train is not only a symbol of Tom's integrity, but also his dedication to the well-being of the people of Water 7. It took him over a decade to complete, but the Puffing Tom, named in his honor, transformed the city and restored prosperity. Despite his immense talents and contributions, Tom constantly fell under scrutiny because of his association with Gol D and his possession of the blueprints for Pluton, one of the ancient weapons added to the tension surrounding him. Tom, however, never allowed these pressures to change his core values. He continued to teach his apprentices Franky and Iceberg the importance of integrity, hard work, and taking responsibility for one's creations. These values would carry forward to his ultimate death. Tom's death is one of the most emotional moments in the One Piece series, at least for me, leaving a lasting impact on Iceberg and Franky, and the city of Water 7 as a whole. After successfully completing the Sea Train and seemingly securing a pardon for his past crimes for a sinister plot orchestrated by Spandown, a corrupt agent of the world government and its CP5 unit, Spandown framed Tom for an attack on a government ship using Franky's Battle Frankies, leading to Tom's re-arrest. In a final act of selflessness, Tom took responsibility for the attack even though he wasn't directly involved. During his trial, he made a request to the judge to use the pardon he had earned for completing the Sea Train, not on him, to absolve Franky and Iceberg. This act of sacrifice marked Tom's final lesson to his apprentices, that a true creator keeps responsibility, once again, for the work that they create, and for the people they care about. And of course, he went down with lots of gusto. Franky was devastated with guilt for the inability to not save his mentor. His guilt pushed him to attempt to stop the Sea Train, taking Tom to Eni's lobby, but he failed, suffering grievous injuries in the process. These injuries and events not only led to Franky's transformation into a cyborg, but also set him on the path of redemption. Iceberg, on the other hand, took over Tom's dream of improving Water 7, becoming the city's mayor and leader of the Galerie La Company. Tom's death was a turning point for both the apprentices, shaping their futures and ensuring that his legacy lived on through their work. Even after Tom's death, his legacy as a shipwright was cemented through the legendary ships he built. Obviously, we've talked about the Gol D Roger ship, but that was a masterpiece constructed with rare treasure tree atom. The ship allowed the Pirate King to sail the Grand Line and complete his journey to Laugh Tale, forever making it a symbol of adventure and freedom. Even after Tom's death, the Oro Jackson remains one of the most iconic ships in the One Piece history. We also already talked about the Puffing Tom, another testament to Tom's vision and craftsmanship. For fame and fortune, but to help the struggling people of Water 7, it stands as a monument to his selflessness and his desire to leave the world a better place while he was here. The train brought prosperity back to the island and connected it to the rest of the world, demonstrating that Tom's creations far outweigh the sea. And obviously through his apprentices, Iceberg now runs the city that they used to live in, and he does it well with a very kind nature to him, although not so much in the One Piece arc. And also, we have him to thank for Franky. Now, pre-timeskip Franky was my favorite character in One Piece, mainly off design and attitude, but still, he's an incredible character, kind-hearted, and created the Sunny. Tom's legacy as a shipwright goes beyond the legendary ships he built. It's reflected in the lives he's touched and the values he's passed down to his apprentices. His teachings shaped Franky and Iceberg, and through them, his impact to the world of One Piece continues to grow. Whether through the Oro Jackson, the Puffing Tom, or the Thousand Sunny, Tom's influence sails across the sea, reminding us all of the power of creation, responsibility, and sacrifice, and a whole lot of gusto.
We've done our best, so be proud, keep your head held high, and walk with gusto!